before this video starts, I want to let you know that I'm currently doing a ton of legendary item giveaways inside of my server down below. All you have to do to join that is click the first link in the description, like this video and subscribe, and let's get right into it. Yo, what's up guys, welcome back to another video. In today's video we are going to be comparing the two most popular leech games on Roblox, which is Peroxide and Type Soul. So if you guys didn't know, at first Peroxide was a lot more popular, but now Type Soul is getting the upper hand, and that has been going on for a while now. Like at one point Type Soul would be up, and then the next point Peroxide would be up. Right now it's 100% Type Soul, but in today's video I'm gonna take a bunch of categories and just compare the two and then give points to each other. And I'm gonna do a point system, and whichever game has the most points by the end of the video is gonna be the better game. So without further ado, make sure you guys like this video, subscribe, and hit that notification button so that you do not miss out when I go live. When I do go live, I'll be giving out a bunch of stuff, and let's get right into the video. Alright, so to start off, we're going to be comparing both games in terms of quality. So this one is the most opinionated category out of all of them. If you ask me, I feel like they're very similar in quality. Even the maps and the buildings all technically look the same. I do believe that Peroxide has a little bit better quality though, but since they're like so close in quality, I'm just going to give a point to both of them because I can't really decide on that one, to be honest with you. Both games technically use the same models and their buildings are like basically the same texture and stuff. Alright, so next up we gotta look at abilities. So if you play both games, you should be able to know that you're able to use more abilities in Type Soul than Peroxide. It's kind of obvious because your hotbar has like 10 slots, while like in Peroxide your hotbar only has like 5 slots. But in terms of abilities, I would definitely say that Type Soul has like a cooler effect to the abilities than Type Soul. Well, anyways, ultimately this is completely opinionated and I can see if you disagree, but I honestly feel like the abilities in Peroxide are done a lot better, and they are also a lot more balanced. So abilities goes to Peroxide. So right now it's 2-1. Peroxide's winning. Next up we got PvP. Now I'm not gonna lie to you, both games have really good PvP in my opinion. Like the PvP in both games is really good. I feel like Type Soul's PvP is a little bit better though, because you can mix and match your abilities. While in Peroxide you can't really do that. You have to just stick to one ability. While in Peroxide you can't really do that, to be honest with you. If you mix and match your abilities, it's just not gonna work. And in Type Soul you're able to just keep on using your abilities. You don't even need to use your M1 attacks sometimes, but on Peroxide that's not the case. In Peroxide you have to use your M1 attacks a lot of the times because your abilities need time to regenerate and stuff. So PvP, I'd 100% give it to Type Soul, even though I know some people are going to disagree and say that Peroxide has better PvP. Next up we're going to be looking at the builds that each game has to offer. So I'm not going to lie to you, when I first looked at the builds I got very confused because I didn't know what Hakura, Kendo, or Keto means, but now that I understand what they mean, I could probably explain it to you. Peroxide basically has the same exact thing, but it puts them in English instead of the anime names, so yeah. I'm not gonna lie to you, the builds in Type Soul are a lot more versatile. There's a lot more to choose from. Both games have really good builds, and they each depend on the situation, so they're all very versatile. But for this one I'm gonna have to go with Type Soul because it's a lot more versatile. I mean, for one of the races you could choose from a bunch of different kendos, a bunch of different speeds. With speed you could go Flash Step, Flash Tension, Flash Step Master, and so on. In Peroxide it's really not like that. It's a lot less versatile in Peroxide. So yeah, Type Soul gets the win for builds. I know some people are going to argue that builds and abilities should go into PvP, but I disagree. I'm low-key slimming it down to only these two. So next up, you probably never heard of this category, but I like to look at it. We're going to look at NPC like strategy, so like who has better NPCs and like whose NPCs are better at tracking and stuff like that. Now for me, bro, the Peroxide NPCs are so much harder to deal with than the Type Soul NPCs. I feel like anyone should agree with me on that, to be honest with you. Peroxide NPCs, they'll track you down and they'll find a way to get to you, and same with the Type Soul NPCs, but like the Peroxide NPCs are just, they go crazy, man. They feel like sometimes I mistake them for real players. That's how good they are. So yeah, for NPC awareness and stuff like that, I'm gonna have to give it to Peroxide because I feel like they're way better at that. Next up we got multiplayer. By multiplayer I'm talking about like game modes such as arena, ranked, time gates, and stuff like that. I feel like Type Soul is a lot more enjoyable but Time Gate is also very enjoyable too. PvP is also up to par in both ranked matches. Now I'm not gonna lie to you, this one's a hard one, but for multiplayer I'm gonna have to go Peroxide because I like the way that you can pick different game modes and stuff like that, and I like the way how it's a 5v5v5 every time. Like there's always a team with you, so that's another point for Peroxide. Next up we got progression. By progression we're kind of looking at like what you gotta do to level up and stuff like that, and which one is more enjoyable and stuff. Now if you ask me, progressing in Type Soul is a lot better than progressing in Peroxide. Peroxide, you know, like when you get into a mission you have to travel like 20 miles far and stuff like that, and it just takes too long. For Type Soul it literally puts you in a queue and teleports you. So yeah, for progression I'd have to definitely give it to Type Soul. Alright, so next up we got Raid. Now if you ask me, these two are very close together when it comes to raids, so I'm not even gonna really rank it. I'm just gonna put, when it comes to raids, I'm just gonna give each game a point. Alright, so we basically covered up a lot of things, but the last thing I'm going to be covering is the ultimate abilities. By ultimate abilities I mean like the challenges that you gotta go through for defeating your Bankai, your Role Standing and stuff like that, your Segunda and stuff like that, and I'm just going to be comparing them and seeing which one is harder, which one is more enjoyable, and which one's ultimately better. If you guys want another game comparison video like this, comment down below what games I should compare. Now when we're looking at Vault Standing, the two are completely different. Peroxide, you have to defeat this one boss over and over again, and that boss is really hard. While in Type Soul you do basically the same thing. While in Type Soul you just need to grind hard, like you gotta play a lot. You know what I mean? In my opinion, I feel like Type Soul's way is better because I'd rather grind for Vault Standing instead of having to fight the same boss a lot of times and losing over and over again. But yeah, that one is completely opinionated, just like this entire video. So that should make up the entire category of points and stuff like that. Overall, both games are good in their own type of way, but Type Soul is slightly better in my opinion. If you guys enjoyed this, please leave a like and comment down below what your favorite comparison was. That's gonna wrap up the video. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.